Pep, is that a manager's dream?
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, really good performance from the minute one until the end for everyone, and yeah, really good, really good.
Yeah. What did you like most about it?
Everything. So the way our wingers, especially Bernardo and Jack, help us to avoid passes, and our high pressing was incredible good. So we recovered the ball good. Always we struggle on our build up, and with Eddie, we create ourselves our problems. But a part of that, yeah, we play really good, really good with the ball, without the ball, and we scored a lot of goals. Haaland was amazing, but everyone was exceptional.
I mean, when you have a striker that scores 5 and still looks like he wants another 5, that's pretty special.
Incredible. It's 5 in almost 60 minutes,
Yeah.
no more than that. If we were play maybe 90 minutes, we could do, I don't know. He's an incredible guy and with huge talent, power, mentality. He's a serial winner, and yeah, really good.
I know it seems a simple, maybe simplistic thing to say. Is that something or someone you've missed in this competition in the last 2 or 3 years? Someone that in those moments is almost a guarantee?
No, I don't think so. The reason why we concede a lot of goals, we give them the opponent. So because we score 4 goals here to Real Madrid, we scored years ago 6 goals against Monaco. We scored 4 goals here against Tottenham, and all the time we were out because we concede the goals. We could be absolutely worried. And right now, these guys, John and you know, they defend really well. So we didn't. They are defenders, and that's why because goals always we have a score all the time in all the seasons. But of course, have a weapon like Erling or Julian, like we had with Sergio before, or Gabriel, that have this instinct to score goals. Of course, in this competition, in one moment he can score is important.
And did you push Kevin De Bruyne's buttons, do you think? He looked like he was really in the mood tonight.
I'm not going to discover Kevin. So he's a fantastic, extraordinary player, but the rhythm he played today, the movements outside, inside, the channels, without the ball, with the ball, is the Kevin we know. And this season, we have not seen much in that situation. It happened because it's many years and a World Cup and many things. When this happened, when playing with that rhythm, after he's able to score goals and make more assists. And we're just thinking make assists, score goals, and don't make this dynamic that he has, because he's a player with dynamic, not like, for example, Bernardo, that can be in the pocket, or Gundogan. He's a guy who has to move from where we are, make a movement. In that terms, Kevin is unstoppable. And hopefully he can realize for the future.
When you play like that, you're unstoppable. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Matt, thank you very much. History in the making, it says up there. Well, if that manager can deliver the Champions League to this football club, that's exactly what we'll see this season. And look, I mean, so much in football is about timing and about momentum. And you look at the players, none of them are injured. They've got no serious injuries. The players that Pep questions suddenly come in and play really well. Erling Haaland can't stop scoring. Everything you look at in terms of City at the moment feels like it's just starting to come right, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think Pep will be absolutely delighted with that performance. Clean sheet, you know, the John Stones popping into midfield, Erling Haaland, every time he touched the ball it was in the back, and that Kevin De Bruyne I thought was incredible, you know, running a bit more aggressive. Jack Grealish was great. I mean, everybody was great. I mean, I've never seen a City team, everybody changed position. Everybody felt like they had 2 and 3 positions in the game. And when they play like that and they're that efficient in front of goal, you can forget about it. I don't think anybody can come near them in the Champions League if they're that efficient and defensively.
We sat here and said this every year probably since Pep's been here, and then all of a sudden something happens. And the thing is, in the big moments in knockout football, it's about key moments and concentration, and they've just fell short in big moments in this tournament so far, and that's why I don't think anyone in that dressing room or Pep will be getting too carried away.
Is there a question as well about inconsistency? You know, we're seeing very different Manchester Cities at the moment, whereas the one we saw tonight, if we could just see this level of performance over the next 3 months, something special could happen here.
Oh, definitely. But that's a hard thing to do. They've been doing it for a number of years now. I think they've played like this for probably, 4 or 5 seasons in a row. I think this season we've probably seen elements of that in and out of possession, but tonight we've seen a complete performance, both in and out of possession. And I put it down to the second half of the first leg.
Okay, what did you think of Kevin De Bruyne this evening?
Yeah, he wasn't too bad, was he? Took it back to basics.
Congratulations. Well done. Look, you've had some amazing nights and days on a football pitch. Yeah. Where does this evening rank among them?
It's a big night. First of all, to play Champions League. I'm really proud to play Champions League, and I love this competition, as everybody know. And yeah, I 5 goals to win 7-0 at home. I'm so happy.
And Erling, which one of those goals was actually your favourite then?
Should I be honest now? I'm a bit blurry in my head, so I don't remember the goals. But I just remember just shooting, don't thinking. To be honest,
shall I tell you the one that they thought was going to be the one you liked the most, which was the second one, because you just scored the first, and straight away you had that intent to get forwards. We can have a look at it now.
I was so tired as well after the celebrations.
Was that part of your game plan though, to press this team early on?
Yeah, we worked on the pressing obviously yesterday, and especially at home or in every game we have to put pressure. We have to run. We have to just put them under pressure because we are so good winning the ball, going forward with Kevin when he can get the ball in front of him towards the goal. And yeah, of course it was a part of the plan, and in my opinion we should do this more.
Yeah, Erling, sorry, Rio, on a personal note, what do you feel your super strength is?
My super strength, I think after scoring 5 goals, I have to say scoring goals.
What element of that is it? Just a natural instinct to positioning, your reaction?
Yeah, should I be honest, a lot of goals today I didn't think. I was just doing it on the penalty. I was just trying to get the ball into the back of the net. Same with the second goal, same with the third goal, same with every goal. I didn't think on every single goal. So I think a lot of it is just being quick in the mind and try to do the right thing and try to put it where the keeper is not. Yeah, I think a little bit of it. I think a little bit of it, of course, is quality, but yeah, a lot of it is in the head, I think.
I saw something today in the game, and Aki especially playing the ball forward early, over the top, that space in behind where I think you love to run into. Is that something you want to see more in this team, that you get more opportunities and more goals? You can feel you can dominate teams and players like that?
Yeah, I think we can use this more, of course. When we do this, of course, then people drop more and there's more space for the smaller guys in between to play. And I think compared to last year now, my personal opinion, we can play a bit different, a different way with a striker in behind. So yeah, that's what I'm trying to bring.
And the final question: you're on the pitch, you've scored 5, you're starting to think, right, double hat-trick in the Champions League, and then the manager puts your number up. What? What?
Yeah, I told him when I went off I would love to score a double hat-trick, but what can we do? have to
stay hungry,
exactly.
Keeping you hungry.
Of course.
That's all still to come. Listen, from all of us, congratulations.
Thank
a
you.
special night for the club and for you personally.
Thank you so much.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you, guys.
All the best.
Sorry, guys.
You know what is what's really interesting? So Manchester City get the win, that man gets the match ball, and this team get a place in the quarter-finals of the Champions League. It's smiles and high fives all around. There's wins and then there's wins, and that was a proper win for Manchester City. Remarkable performance, remarkable from that man.
Wow. I mean, in terms of a team performance, it was nothing short of phenomenal. In the first game, it was a testing game. They came and they played and they gave them
Who put the ball in the back of the net on 5 separate occasions.
What about?
Sorry, guys.
You know what is what's really interesting? Everyone stayed in, a standing ovation for him, a standing ovation as well for Manchester City. Look, we've spoken briefly, and we'll talk a lot more about Erling Haaland, but I think from a Manchester City perspective, with the Premier League title race so close, with them playing Burnley here in the FA Cup on Saturday, so much still on the line this season. This feels like a performance that can re-energise this team again for the run-in, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think it does. I think sneakily they've been getting a lot of very good results though. There's a lot of confidence within that side, and they're having players coming back in like a Phil Foden back towards their best, so they have the strength and depth as well as the players who are out there who can make a big difference. So And obviously, any time I imagine you score 5 goals in a game, you're going to think you're invincible. So I guess that goes a long way for City.
Listen, you've got to put in the performance, you've got to do the hard work, you've got to graft and do the dirty work to get results like this before you then start playing your football, which they've done beautifully today. But at the same time, I still think
with patience, build up, and then but mixed it up as well. I think in the first half we've seen a couple of times when they went a bit more direct and that beats anyone's press, and all of a sudden then the game opens up, and then when it opens up and you've got Kevin De Bruyne and Haaland in possession, you score goals.
I'm looking forward to Erling coming out and speaking to us. Can you just imagine the confidence that someone carries when they've scored 39 goals at this stage of their season? Even the number is ridiculous when you say
that's more than my career.
I'm looking to see the bowl that he comes out of. I don't know, he's going to ball cut, he's going to have a little bit of swagger, because what he's doing right now, he's got every single defender before a ball's even kicked on the ropes, thinking, wow, they're losing sleep the night before the game. They're looking at him in the tunnel thinking he's bigger than I actually imagined he'd be, and he's actually getting in the game. They're playing the ball direct today, the one that Aki played over the top, and they're going, he's actually faster than I thought he was. He's got rockets in his boots, and he knows where the goal is. This kid, for a defender, he's a nightmare proposition when they get it right on the day.
Oh yeah, his performance of him and Guardiola tonight reminded me of when I was in my career and I played against Louis Saha a few weeks before, came out on top and thought, okay, I'm all right. Fast forward 3 weeks and he kind of came into that game with a swagger that we was talking about and put me to the sword. And I think that's what we've seen tonight, someone that's recognised the ability of the opponent he's going to face and put him to the sword.
He's looked at that matchup almost like, because we highlighted Guardiola before, who's been very impressive and is courted by many teams. But I think Haaland's gone home after that game. It's true what Jolien said and said, I'm not having that again. We've got them, and he's been probably thought about him for a few days and said, this kid, I'm going to put him under it today. And he gave him an absolute roasting today and said to him, listen, you want to come to England, mate, this is what you're going to get every week. Well, they probably wouldn't, because Haaland's a one-off.
True.
You know what I mean?
Shall we have a look at the goal he scored from furthest out this evening? That was the penalty.
Yes.
City show, it's the Erling Haaland show. We were just talking about the fact that he's in his early 20s and he's got his 17th career hat-trick. Not bad, right?
Yeah, again, outstanding performance for Man City and especially him to get this amount of goals at such an early stage, but he just looks hungry for more. I think every shot that's gone in on target, he's closed in. He's focused on getting the rebounds, and even when it hasn't come, he's been there, so he deserves every plaudits he gets. Right, let's get straight to it then. What are we saying about the penalty incident for the first goal, for the penalty?
For me personally, I don't think it's a handball, but I think, as we can see from this clip here, I think Leipzig, they played themselves into a lot of trouble and kind of set the tone for what, like, that's so bad. This is a knockout round of a Champions League, and that's the decision they're making. But they gave a penalty, but I don't see it. As I look back at the replay, it's not something which I thought was serious. Rodri himself wasn't appealing for it, and asked the question, well, what should he do at this point? And the fact it's barely touched him. The video assistant referee's seen something there which no one's neither seen, not overall would care about. Yeah.
I think the letter of the law says that this is a penalty, and I think that will be explained to us in a little while by Peter. But that doesn't mean to say that you have to agree. This is a bad rule, I think. He's not looking at the ball. He doesn't intentionally go for the ball. When he's jumping, his hands have to be around that area. They can't be down by his side. And I think it's a bad decision.
Yeah, but in fairness to him,
or bad rule.
Yeah, it's a bad law. Yeah, I'll get the word in right so Peter doesn't get too angry. But that's a great penalty. I think if you score when the goalkeeper dives to that side, fair play to him. He's clearly very confident.
And then 19 seconds after the restart, they've got two.
Again, you can see the desire from Haaland himself to close down. He's recognised the keeper's having a tough night. Potentially a foul, but again, he could not be given. It wasn't. And he's got him back on himself inside, and
that's great.
And look, he's seen the opportunity, and he's the first one to close it down. And that isn't an easy finish, by the way.
It's two great headers, by the way, because the ball that got... Look at this. This is, again, the desire. This is the intention from the first minute, by the way, to get up against this Leipzig team, put them under pressure. This is a great header to control that down for Kevin De Bruyne, who hits a ridiculous shot with his left foot. But then, obviously, to guide that in, he looks like he's a man starving to score goals.
Well, here's the proof, because he's got two, and he's not happy with two. He wants three, and he makes sure he goes and claims it.
Yeah, this isn't too bad, is it? You know, when things are going your way, all of a sudden the ball can roll across the line and someone kick it in off you. But again, as Jolien was saying, he tries to find himself in key areas because he was the first away from the ball when the first header from Diaz came in. But look at the desire he shows to go and try and affect it, because he can sense there's an opportunity there. And, you know, when things are going your way, you can get a hat-trick when someone kicks off your kneecap. Yeah.
We spoke about Guardiola, the centre-back who's being courted by all the top clubs in the world. He has put him through the ringer this half. He's made him nervous. Every duel they've had, he's probably come out on top. Nightmare first half.
And you can look at all those little incidents and talk about the penalty, talk about the foul. The truth is, Manchester City have been in a different stratosphere to Leipzig for this first half.
Yeah, I think that second half performance from Leipzig was a blessing in disguise for Man City. I think they've come here prepared for that performance again. Leipzig have tried to press high, but they've come unstuck, and Man City
Position maintenant. Alors que se passe-t-il? Le buteur Hakim Ziyech est resté au sol.